Welcome back to another episode of Blank Screen Talk Podcast, and today we're going to be reviewing the new Mortal Kombat 2021. So let's get started. Let's go. You're the one that initiated this, so let's start this off.
So I want to talk. Obviously, I want to talk about things that are good in the movie because there's hella good stuff about the show.
True.
There's the graphics. Firstly,
The graphics.
Yeah, like
Massive
CGI and stuff like that. I rate that a lot. And the way how they've adapted it from the game, I guess, because they were trying to make it different from the game, and they made that
also
really
the
clear.
same, yeah.
Yeah, but there's there's just a lot of bad
The
stuff,
fight
man.
scenes.
Yeah,
That's something else. That's good. Costumes this
Mhm.
time around was pretty damn good. What else I'd say is good about it? The actors. Well, some of the actors I like.
Yeah.
Some not so much, but yeah.
yeah. That's true. I liked the girl. What was it?
Sonya.
Yeah, Sonya. She was good. And even Kane. Kane was a good actor as well. He was funny.
Kano.
Yeah, he was funny.
Before we get too deep into this, I'm gonna have, because I forgot to mention it at the start of the video. This is a spoiler warning. Spoilers. We're gonna be talking about quite a lot of things that specifically happen in this movie. So be warned. Spoilers are ahead. Continue.
Yeah. So there's a lot of bad stuff about the show. I just feel like it could have been a lot better with a lot of things, to be honest. I think, okay, firstly, the plot. Obviously,
Yeah.
I think the plot could have been way better. Like, it has an interesting idea, but the directors or whoever made the plot it just didn't go so well. Like, if you're coming from a game, like a big game, could have done something.
Yeah. But to be honest, for a video game based movie,
Yeah.
it is on one of the better sides compared to other video game movies that we've seen, to be honest. But yeah, there's things that they could have done that would have been much better and would have stuck much closer towards the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know, I think I just had like really high expectations because after seeing the opening scene, that's on
that
YouTube.
they dropped.
Yeah,
I think that was a great marketing strategy as well.
Amazing. It was amazing. I
Too
was
bad.
like, wow, this is gonna be sick. Because the fight scenes and stuff, I was like, what? Like,
Yeah.
is this one gonna watch? Cool.
Exactly. The only letdown with that fight scene is good marketing, but cinemas and stuff aren't open.
Yeah.
So they've dropped this. Was it 7 minutes?
Oh yeah.
But then, you know, when the movie finally came out, it was on Amazon Prime and stuff, and people had to pay for it. So, you know, even though that was a good marketing strategy, it's still, you know, they probably still missed out on a lot of money that they could have got if theaters were open at the time.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard for just movies in general to be released and stuff because the way how lockdown is. I think most movies are just waiting until lockdown finishes or until cinemas open back up to release their stuff. Unless it's on Netflix.
But yeah, continue on. I think things that were specifically bad for me was the whole Arcana thing. I think I really disliked that. By doing this, they've kind of, you know, removed certain ways that they could have told the story and stuck close to the game for a lot of people that haven't played the Mortal Kombat game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, for people that have never played the game, it might be okay, but for me personally, as someone who has played the game, it's a bit disappointing to see that it's like that. Then it's more focused on the Arcana is what gives them the abilities and what qualifies them to be a part of Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, for real.
You know what I mean?
For real, cause the game, I don't know. I could see the elements that they got from the game. So, for example, just the camera angles that they had, where it had one person here, like how they would have in the game. I found that cool, and I found the parts where they would say fatality or flawless victory. That was cool,
things,
yeah. But I don't know, like they can't put those parts of the game and then just have everything else away from the game. Like I think it should either be. I feel like because it's probably their first time, so if they made a part 2 of the Mortal Kombat, I feel like that would be really good. It has a lot of potential.
It does. I feel like if they do make a part 2, it's a bit too late to get rid of the whole Arcana thing.
Yeah,
it's already been solidified with the first movie. As well as Cole Young. Oh, what's his name? Cole Young.
Which one's that?
The guy that the ancestor of Scorpion. Yeah, I think this guy was pretty much useless throughout the whole film.
Yeah, no, it's true.
He gets beat up from start to finish.
Honestly, man.
And then even his Arcana powers, I think, was complete rubbish.
Yeah,
I absolutely hate it.
I feel like because okay, so what I thought right is that in the show you see how you see the baby that got hid in the
Yeah,
thing in the open scene. I thought that was him. Like I thought that was gonna be the baby that grows up.
I thought so at first
Straight.
because I didn't get a good look at the baby
Yeah,
to see if it was a girl or a boy.
I feel like it could have been really good. I feel like they could have like had Raiden raise him and then train him and stuff
That's
like
what it
that.
looked like as
And
well.
yeah, like I just feel like it could have been. I think they did well with Raiden. I feel like the special effects that they had with Raiden,
I
they
think they
were
did well. I just wish he did more.
yeah. He did. He just teleported people. Like
Mm.
that's not all he can do.
It's
You know.
like electricity, lightning, here I am,
Mm.
and then I'm not.
Yeah.
Electricity, lightning, here I am, and then I'm about to, you know,
Yeah. It's true.
insult every single one of you when you
Mhm.
show up here,
Mhm.
and then I'm gone again, and then here I am at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
That's literally how it is. I feel like if as the audience, I feel like if we got to connect with the
cool.
I
Yeah,
guess he's the
yeah,
main character. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
guess so. Yeah.
If we got to connect with him more, I
Yeah,
feel like it would have been a much better show.
true.
If he got the screen time where we can see him like training and stuff like that, and then see his training pay off
Mm.
because he trained,
He
and
was an
then
ex-professional
yeah,
that held the
he just gets
title.
beat up in the beginning. Like he literally gets beat up in the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
then he gets beat up in the middle of it, and then
Wait,
he gets beat up
but
in the
I think during that after that fight, Jax does say you're good on the attack, but your defense
yeah.
is rubbish, and that's what got me thinking. Maybe that's why his Arcana power was
Defense.
armor because
Yeah.
he doesn't defend. He just
Mhm.
gets his ass kicked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was one of my theories, is what his Arcana power was. But,
I feel like they just like had a mind map of things because I don't think that's based on Scorpion or
mm,
Sub Zero. They just mind mapped a bunch of powers and said, oh yeah, let's give him a shield
yes.
around his upper half body that gives it. It's not even protecting his face or his neck
Nope.
or his, like his legs or nothing. Literally just from his chest to
Yeah.
his belly area there. I'm like, I don't know, like that. I just doesn't
Really
seem like a cool
dislike
power
it.
to me. If you have someone with a killer
Mm,
frisbee that literally cuts someone in half,
yeah.
that not a frisbee, sorry, like a boomerang, and then it
Yeah.
comes back on his head. Or if you have someone who can literally like get fire from their hand, you have someone with an eye
Shoots
laser like
lasers.
Superman.
Even Sonya had the
Literally the
laser
beams.
beams that
Yeah, that's so cool.
matches the game as well.
And then you have this guy with just the armor, and he's supposed to be the main character. Like he's supposed to be what the descendant of the Great
Hanzo
Scorpion.
Hisashi, yeah, exactly.
The Scorpion who's literally like that's what everyone. If you
But
think
he
Mortal
was such
Kombat,
a letdown.
if you think
Complete
Mortal Kombat,
letdown.
you think Scorpion and Sub Zero.
Scorpion's actual badass.
And then if you hear, oh yeah, this guy's the descendant. He's like the great grandson of Scorpion. You're like, oh yeah, he's gonna be sick. He's gonna be sick. But
He turns out to be a complete disappointment.
honestly, I feel like they could have done so much more with the main character. I feel like that's the main problem because everyone else, I feel like their characters did well. The
Kano
Kano
was my
switch,
favorite, definitely my
the
favorite.
switch with him was good, and we got to see him as a character. Like he was funny. He brought that comedic aspect to the show.
Definitely Kano. I think he was the most like the game, from what I can tell. His ego, his his comedy, everything. He was most like his game character.
Yeah.
But yeah, just dislike that he died so early on, man.
Yeah.
Too early.
True.
And in the game, him and Sonya are enemies from like the very beginning. So I was kind of like bummed.
Yeah.
When it's like where it's like, oh, you've been evil the whole time. You switched sides, like you didn't know it was gonna happen. Like he was just threatening everyone, like, oh, I'm the leader of the Black Dragons and all this.
And then he just
exactly. You should have known he wasn't a good guy.
Yeah.
So I didn't like that change of story between him and Sonya and everything. I think that was pretty a wrong way to go with that one.
Yeah, agreed. They could have done more with the plot twist. I feel like firstly that was like the only plot twist in the show. Everything else was just like, yeah, that's gonna happen. And even with the Kano thing, I feel like like everyone knows that was gonna happen because he got his ass beat by Sonya first.
Exactly.
It's like he just didn't do much, and then with his ego and everything, and it was just like, of course he's gonna go and join the bad guys.
Yeah. I think we've kind of skipped that from what you were saying, but I think you were talking about, what was it?
The main character.
Yeah, I think it was the main character. What was it? Shit. I forgot. I don't remember. Anyway, continuing from what we were just saying. Yeah, it had a lot of good things, but I think there was a lot of bad things as well. A lot of bad things that they should never have even, like, who even came up with the idea of Arcanas anyway? Who sat there and thought,
You
when
kill
we
someone
did
and
this
then get
back
a
in
power.
1990 something,
Hmm.
this was such a good idea. Let's do
Hmm.
it again. No, that's not a good idea. That's a rubbish idea. Like even with Jax's arms.
Yeah, man, that made
Mm.
no sense. Like
Yeah.
that
Why
just
is
didn't
his
make
Arcana
sense.
power? Oh, I upgraded my male robot arms.
Literally.
Like, everyone else has different, and he's
Hmm.
I upgraded my. Like, come on,
Yeah,
come
that's.
on.
I feel like they could have, if they had made his arms like a full cyborg. I feel like it would
From
have
the
been.
very beginning.
Yeah, yeah. It would have been away from the game, but still, it would have been something cool. And then
Mm.
the whole idea of you kill someone and then you kill
Mm.
someone and then you get
And
a
then the
power.
moves, and then they're allowed to be in the Mortal Kombat
Yeah,
thing.
like that's just yeah. I don't know. I
I
feel
don't know.
bad.
I did think at one time that maybe they were doing this to kind of balance the amount of people that they show from the game and the movies.
Yeah,
But at the same time, it's not one of the best ways they could have went about doing that.
I agree.
Managing characters and everything. But they did drop quite a lot of references.
Yeah.
Like I saw Kitana's fan. You saw Shinnok's I forgot his Shinnok's necklace
Mm,
and all this kind of thing. But yeah,
yeah.
apart from that, I think I'm really bummed. Like, is Kitana dead?
Yeah.
Is Shinnok dead? What happened to these people? Are they
I,
gonna show up in future movies? Like,
yeah.
where are they?
That'll be sick. I think like I'm not too sure. I don't think they should make a part two of that. It's just not going well, and I really don't think it's going to do well. Like in the next couple of
Oh,
months.
the
When
2020 Mortal Kombat.
yeah, I don't think it's gonna do well. I feel like they could do something with Mortal Kombat
Or
or
like
with the same
reboot it
character.
again.
Yeah, and have it like Marvel DC get a bit of DC because that was a game as well on Xbox.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
remember that. And they could get like the DC people as well, so like Flash.
Do you know that is actually possible since I'm with Mortal Kombat 11, I think it is.
Yeah,
They just with that one, they kind of what did they do? They kind of joined all the universes of the games
yeah.
because I think before the different universes, different things, so it was a bit of a mess. But in the recent one, they kind of explained it and made joined it up, kind of like the multiverse in Marvel and DC.
Oh yeah, I get you.
So that storyline, Mortal Kombat versus DC, that
Hmm.
could happen.
I feel like Mortal Kombat would probably be on. Wait, what side would that be on? DC or
What do you
Marvel?
mean?
Or would it just be Mortal Kombat against DC?
I think it would be Mortal Kombat
Because
against
Mortal Kombat
DC,
would be
wouldn't it?
pretty chill. Like, it depends on who. Because Mortal Kombat would have like Johnny Cage, all of them lot, and it would be against people like Joker, Batman,
Superman. I remember
Superman,
Superman's Flash.
Flash.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that would be pretty cool. But
Mm.
to just do a part two, if they do a part two, they'd have to really work on the character development of the main character. Like we have to
Yeah.
see him more. It felt the movie just felt so quick. I can recite the movie. They go in, the guy's getting his ass beat.
Yeah.
Snow comes down, Sub Zero enters, or we could go
Hmm.
back from the beginning. Obviously, when
Yeah.
Sub
And
Zero
Jax
the
puts up a
flashback and
fight,
stuff.
then loses his arms.
Yep, literally he gets battered, battered.
Yeah.
Sub Zero doesn't even try. He gets
When he
battered.
loses his arms, when he was getting
Mhm,
frozen, he
mhm.
was kind of in shock, and
Oh, it was so painful.
I was like, maybe it's because he's shocked that he's not screaming out in pain.
Mhm.
Once his arm shattered, I'm like, okay, guy, you should be
Yeah,
screaming right
exactly.
now. It's like
I was expecting like the
he's just staring at
scream,
his arms,
scream,
yeah.
and he's just
Like to really
and then
drill it
drops
in
down.
that his arms are being frozen off
Yeah,
and then shattered.
because I just normally if I heard him screaming, I think I would be like, like ow. But
Mm.
then I just watched it with a straight face because just like he's not even reacting. So why should I react?
Yeah,
And he
also
just
I'd like
jumps
to
off.
see more fatalities and things as well.
Yeah,
I'd like to see more.
from like the game,
Yeah,
like
definitely more.
with the Sonya or even with the Scorpion thing, I was like, yeah, he's gonna do it. Like he's gonna slice his neck, then
Hmm.
slice his thing, and then
Yeah.
kick it, and then slice the head.
Yeah.
I was getting gas, and then he just like I was like,
Yeah.
what's that?
Yeah, when Scorpion shows up, you're like, oh, get over here.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, it was
It's
gas.
so sick and badass, but then after that, it's kind of lackluster. He puts up a good fight, but then he
Yeah.
just starts to get pummeled.
Mhm.
And then he needs help from his great descendant,
Yeah.
who is useless. Just like the point was, like he's useless.
It's true. I don't know why did they make Sub Zero so OP? Because Sub Zero is not that overpowered.
like,
No,
like
man.
he's strong, yeah, but so is Scorpion.
You're
Scorpion's
trying to tell
not
me
no
Scorpion
pushover,
and
man.
his descendant and this guy, none of them could have beat Bihan throughout all of these years. He just no,
Come
man.
on.
Unrealistic.
Because I'm pretty sure even in the games it was Scorpion that kills Bihan
Yeah.
by himself, I think. Why is Yeah, and Scorpion's one that kills Bihan, I think. And then, which is when he died, when Scorpion does, not Scorpion, when Bihan does die at the end of the movie, you see his body like disappear into smoke, right? So he also comes back in the games as well.
Yeah.
Bihan as was it Noob Cyber? Not Noob Cyber. Something like that, and he uses shadows to fight and stuff. So I think that would be pretty cool if they bring him back in the second one.
Yeah, I think they will.
So, yeah.
Cause they showed how in the beginning how when Scorpion like fully went
when he
disappeared into fire, but then with Sub-Zero he just disappeared like everyone else. So I feel like he's going to come back to life. But I'm really annoyed that they made him so OP. So OP. You're trying to tell me I was expecting like the main character.
Cole,
Cole. He was supposed to put up a really good fight.
Yeah,
but then
also,
he was gonna get
like
beaten.
the whole storyline about the descendant of the
man.
Scorpion's clan is gonna unify the Mortal Kombat contestants, and they mentioned this like quite a few times.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if a lot of people know this, but they do mention it quite a few times throughout running the movie.
Yeah.
But then, as well as this, at the same time during the movie, it's like, what's his use again? Like, why is he here?
No, it's true though. It's true. I honestly feel like Sonya would have been a better pair for Sub-Zero.
Which is why they thought it was Sonya that was the prophecy was after, because Cole was.
He's just not. He doesn't fit up to. I would get if he was like this like ripped guy who was like a mad fighter, even though he didn't have his powers yet. If he was like a sick fighter, because he was just naturally gifted because he's the descendant of Scorpion, I'd be like, yeah, like that's the guy, you know. If you're gonna put someone like Scorpion's descendant, the descendant of the Scorpion, right, like one of the main characters of Mortal Kombat. And then just
which isn't even supposed to happen, because I'm pretty sure Scorpion doesn't even have any descendants in the game.
That's dumb.
Like his whole clan is dead.
That's dumb. I get like if they had made it like his son or even his grandson, cool. But they skip like what 200 years down the timeline, and then he has like a descendant, like a great grandson.
After the daughter.
Like, nah, that's extra. That's extra. And I feel like if Cole was like literally his wife got pushed to the side, and then his wife and his daughter was frozen. Like Sub-Zero messed with this guy, right? I'm saying there should be like a rage moment where he unlocks some new power, not just a shitty shield that he uses to defeat
the
giant.
What do you call it? Those little.
The blades that came out.
Things. I forgot what they're called.
Like who are you? Assassin's Creed. It's not that. It's not that.
Like, I did think when he first unlocked it, he was getting hit, and you see it like glow and heat up, and then it's kind of like.
I thought it was some sort of Black Panther type shit, where he was gonna take the damage and then put it back on him. But then he just took the damage and then it disappeared. Really I was like, what is that?
And then the weapons glow, and I was like, okay, man. Cool, progress. What else can you do?
And then it's just nothing.
Yeah,
that's so disappointment. They could have done so much
better.
Agreed.
Like, give him more Scorpion related powers. He's having nightmares, not nightmares, but dreams or visions or whatever of Scorpion throughout the film, and then his power is a armor.
I was saying even they didn't have to bring Scorpion back. I feel like they could have like once Cole realized like, wait, Scorpion's my great grandfather. I understand now. And then he would have like gone into a different realm to speak to him, and then Scorpion would have like trained him in that realm, and then lended him his power, and then he would have come back like as like a reformed Scorpion. I mean, like that would have been sick. But it was just nah, man. I'd give this movie probably a 6.5, you know.
Probably 6.5. 6 or 7. Maybe an 8 at most. At most. But yeah, definitely a 6 or 7.
They could have done. Cause I just feel like it's up there because of the potential. With the potential, it could easily be a 10 out of 10 movie. Easily.
I think so too. In the second one, fix up the storyline a bit. Yeah. They were dropping hints that Johnny Cage is going to be in the second one. So yeah, like spruce up the storyline, make Cole's job, just make him more related to the prophecy and more like someone you actually care about.
Exactly. If you hear this guy from a prophecy, right? Now we're talking. Let's go back from Kung Fu Panda, right? This guy, Poe was part of the prophecy. He unlocked that power against that army of people who managed to beat the Rastas.
You like the movie, you're like, what's this fat panda gonna do? And then you're like, whoa, and panda can fight.
Yeah. And like once you hear prophecy in any movie, obviously it may be the typical plot. So normal guy living his life, some guy comes down, hey, the prophecy says you need to do this, and then he says no, and then they go there, have that argument, and then he shows him proof.
And then throughout the movie you see him and you're like, whoa, maybe the prophecy is true. With this one you're like,
it's just I still feel like they messed up with Sonya or something, because it's just not, he just didn't live up to the expectations of some of the prophecy at all.
Yeah, definitely they did mess up, absolutely messed up with that whole thing. Yeah. They could have went so many different routes and they didn't do it. They could have stuck to the game a little bit more. Like, you know how Sub-Zero is not the one that takes Jax's arms in the game.
Yeah,
it was
I don't remember who it was.
Shinnok, and he was captured and tortured, and then he lost his arms, I think.
But he just got battered, like he got destroyed, and then his arms just. Bearing in mind,
on that note, Jax wasn't even in the film that long. He gets beat up by Sub-Zero, and then he disappears until later on. When you're like, "Whoa, you're still alive?"
Yeah. Like, how does he even end up at the temple? No one knows, but okay. And then
it's just Luke and just like, "Yep, I found him. I was late. I brought him back here. That's it."
Yeah. There's a very confusing part, but it's alright.
And the fact that not just that, the fact that Quan Chi was going around killing a bunch of the good Mortal Kombat content, and Raiden didn't even know.
Yeah, that's like Raiden, the god of all people.
Like, you're not just gonna sense it one day and be like, I seem to be lacking in people to fight for my side.
Like, how could I not notice that I only have 5 people to fight? Like, what?
And then when the 3 people show up, you're just gonna insult all of them and be like,
yo, useless, go.
Yeah, come on, Raiden, what are you doing?
I feel like he could have trained them. If he's some sort of big god and he could train this guy and train
Raiden's
this guy.
temple where Raiden's supposed to train them. But where's Raiden?
He just let them get beat up and then sent them home. So what the? Come on, man. You could have done better. Could have done so much better.
So many routes to go with this movie, and they completely just...
They all went on sand, got the Ross beat, and then he opened up a port and said go. And then when he said go, he ended up getting jumped by some giant guy. Goro, and I was like, who the hell was that? And why? Confusing.
They did bring a lot of big name characters in this first movie. That they also killed, like Melina. I think they killed Melina way too early. For game people, I think if you play the games like me, I think they, even though Melina does die in the game, spoiler, I think it's Mortal Kombat 10 or something, I don't remember. She does die, but I feel like for people that haven't played the games, that are just watching the movie, she died way too early. Maybe in the second or third one, if Kitana's even alive, then go more into that backstory. Like, even when she finally opens her mouth and you see all the teeth, too late in the movie to do that. She does that and then she dies immediately.
Literally. She was about to bite him and then suddenly just goes, bow. You trying to tell me one shot? You're just big, vicious character. There's just one beam and you're done? No.
Immediately die. So yeah, that was disappointing too. But don't get me wrong, this movie...
A good movie.
It was a good movie. Give it a watch. You might like it, you might not. Some people are definitely too overcritical of this movie, saying it's worse than Mortal Kombat Annihilation. But it's really not. It's not. They're just taking it too far. The movie really wasn't that bad.
I feel like if you haven't played the game before, then you'd like the movie. I just think it's just because I've played the game before, so my expectations are up there. But for sure, if it's like your first time in the Mortal Kombat franchise, I think you'd give the movie a good try. Try.
Before we wrap up this video, is there anything, like any characters you want to see in like the second one? Since I think they are talking about a second one, as far as I know.
I'm really thinking Johnny Cage.
You want to see Johnny Cage?
Definitely Johnny Cage. Johnny Cage is I think they could get a good cut. I feel like if they got Ryan
Reynolds, they've been talking about Ryan Reynolds. Some other people have been talking about the wrestler The Miz. Other people are saying The Miz, but I think Ryan Reynolds.
He'd be good. Just his persona from Deadpool. I feel like that would match perfectly with Johnny Cage. Honestly.
Yeah. Because Johnny Cage is not like a big tank muscly guy, you know. So
he's just the ego. He's just the ego guy. He's just the cool guy.
Left. Yeah, I definitely think Ryan Reynolds could do it. I think another character that I would like to see is, I don't know. I think I've already mentioned it, but I would like to see Kitana or just kind of anyone else.
Yeah.
Really. Maybe even the cyber. Actually, they haven't done that yet. You know, the cyborg Link way.
Yeah.
I was gonna say this, but they haven't even got that far. I don't know if that's something that they're gonna adapt in the movie.
Oh.
It'll be pretty interesting to see what happens, but they've changed so much things. It's hard to kind of predict what they're gonna try and do in the next one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You know, if they did go by the games a bit more, it'll kind of be easy to pick it apart and say, okay, maybe that's what they're gonna do in the second one. But for this one, it's completely hard to do. Anything else you want to say about this movie, or we should just wrap it up?
Wrap it up now. Wrap it up.
Thanks for watching. It was your boy Shavar.
It was your boy Alex,
and this was Black Screen Talk Podcast. See you next time.